Welcome into Beardy's Book Club. Beardy's Bitcoin Book Club. Gonna go over a book that's gonna change my life, called Think and Grow Rich. Try to hit the high notes here. Think and Grow Rich is a book about 100 years before its time, written by Napoleon Hill. And he was hanging out with old Rockefeller when he was a little boy and studied the rich and affluent over time and came down with some themes that all the uber successful people had in common. It's kind of the premise of the book. And I've been doing a lot of the things without knowing it the past 20 years, but there's two chapters where I lacked, which is organized planning and decision making. Anywho, the premise of the book, whatever you think about in your brain, basically you can manifest it into the real world, into the physical. I feel like I actually had an advantage not going to university, getting trapped in a system. Because when you get into a system, everything's already in place and set for you. How much money you can make, how high you can rank. That's like the governor on a car. He can't break through it. So as long as you're in the system, that's as high as you can go. So I didn't. Well, I went to community college and eventually got a 4-year degree, but I was always kind of thinking from outside the system. But when you use your imagination and thinking, you're only limited basically by your own creativity. When I would ask people, hey, why do we do things like this, or why do we do things this way? An unacceptable answer to me was always, well, that's just how we've always done it. I've always thought logically and rationally. As far as the chapters of the book, it starts with desire. It's having a burning desire for something you want to achieve, or something in the world you want to change, something that drives you, where you have that burning desire. For me, I've always had a burning desire just for self-improvement, learning new things, keeping an open mind, knowing that not just that I could be wrong, but I usually would be wrong on stuff. So strong opinions held loosely, I guess they say. Next chapter was on faith. For me, it's always come down to me, Jesus, when the chips were down. I really never doubted his existence, but I do get discouraged and was wondering why things weren't coming to fruition like I thought they should. But it's always on God's time, not ours. So I didn't always know the proper steps, how to achieve my goals. So I just started praying the prayer for him to guide my steps. Learn my priorities were out of whack. So eventually I got them into order. I think it's God, family, country, Bitcoin, of course. For me, anyways, that's after many hours, thousands of hours of thinking about it. But my timing was always off. I thought if I could get wealthy and I could bless others, but realize you really don't have to be wealthy you can just do that now and just have faith that God's timing will be perfect. The next chapter was on auto-suggestion. The Bible says, as a man thinketh, so is he. If you dream it and believe it, I think you can achieve it. And I'll add that if you add emotion into that, you can feel it until you reel it, and you're over halfway there. Next chapter is specialized knowledge. You pick something, learn much about it as you can. That becomes very valuable for people that don't have as much time as you do to put into that subject. So they add value for them. You can learn skills, trades. It could be almost anything. That's important. The next was on imagination. I've always been a dreamer, thinking big ideas. I think we all have this innately have this skill as a kid. We're always using our imagination, dreaming big. So try not to lose that. Like I always say, start thinking bigger, dreaming bigger. Nothing is too big for our God. Let the size of our dreams be determined by the size of your God. Next was organized planning. That's where I lacked, fall short. I've always been kind of all over the place, but you need a good general on the battlefield. Delegate that if you need to, but you got to be able to see the X's and O's and put a game plan together and have people who are like-minded that believe in your mission, share the same mission. I think that's pretty powerful for an organization. Other shortfall was my inability to even make a decision. I was always wish-washy. People didn't know what to do. I never took charge. I didn't realize indecision is making a decision. Things don't have to be perfect before moving forward. Progress over perfection. Sometimes you just have to be later and make the call when no one else is able to make a decision, just to get the ball rolling. And as you get the ball rolling, you'll see if things are going good or if you need to come up with a new plan. Lastly, persistence. As long as you never quit, you still have a chance. You got to be in the game to be able to win. You can't win the game if you're not playing. I think it was Edison who said, I've never failed. I've only found 10,000 ways that didn't work. When you put this all together, I think you have something pretty powerful. But let me know what you think. Are you integrating these things into your life? I think it's pretty interesting that I was doing most of these things just trying to become better every day. But yeah, hope you're having a good day. Thought I'd share this book because it really had a big impact on me. If I could have not went to high school and just had this book, I'd probably be a trillionaire by now. But be blessed, everyone.